Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another edition of Christmas In. This series happens the 25th of each month, where we are using or creating something that is Christmas related. So this month I have something a little bit bigger for you. It's a double pager. So I am working again in my Christmas album documenting Christmas 2020. And it's a strange size album. If you haven't already seen videos that I have created on it, it is something I picked up at Tuesday morning. The pages are 7.5 by 8.5. I'm not really sure who makes the album, but it is a very different size, and I probably could cut them a little bit narrower if I didn't need to leave room for the holes that need to be punched in the pages. I do have a number of page protectors, but I don't have enough for the entire album, and so I am just leaving my pages wide enough so that I can add the holes, because I don't really know what order I'm putting these pages in at this point. So I want to make sure that I just have plenty of room. So I really like that plaid paper, and it goes so well with this floral paper, and I believe those are both from my Mind's Eye. And so I am using my scallop punch, and that scallop punch is from X-Cut. I'm sorry, X-Cut, which is part of Do Crafts. And it's a large scallop, which I really love. It was really hard to find that punch, and actually a friend of mine who used to have an online store found it for me, and I just love it. It's like one of my favorite punches. So it is a large scallop, and I'm using that kind of here and there throughout my album, so it is providing a little bit of the continuity that I like to have between my pages. So what I'm doing here is I am just creating that black piece so that I have an area to adhere that floral piece, because I didn't have enough of the plaid left for it to adhere well enough, so I just kind of bound it together with that black piece that I stuck underneath. And nobody's going to see that because it's on the back of the page, but it worked really well to kind of hold everything together. And I am just doubling up some of those scalloped areas, and that works really well for me too, because I've been doing it on a couple of the pages, and I really like that black border. It makes things pop. It also gives a really good line of delineation between the patterns, which I think not that these are super, super busy. I mean, that plaid is not really that busy because the lines are not super close together. But when you have things that are really busy and or really bold patterns, that black just kind of gives your eye a place to rest. It kind of takes the place of white space. Now those pieces on the right hand side that I'm working on currently, those are the offcuts from the punch. So you notice when I punch it, there is a border. The scallop is on the left hand side, and then the reverse of the scallop is on the right hand side. And so I'm using both pieces, and it is actually kind of fun, and it kind of gets rid of a lot of the waste because you're using both pieces. Otherwise I would just be throwing that piece away. I like how it looks. It adds a lot to the page. And so sometimes, when you're using your border punches, check out what the offcut is and see if it's worth using somewhere else on your page, just to add a little bit of interest or definition or whatever. I am going to add it to both sides so that I have both the offcut and the scallop on both pages. And I really like the way that it looks. It gives a lot of layers, and it's just kind of fun. It's a little bit playful. Now I have 6 photos on this page, or this double page, and the photos are of my family making cinnamon rolls. Now this is something I have documented in the past, and I am documenting it again. My kids have kind of taken over the tradition of making cinnamon rolls. When I was a kid, it was my grandma who made all of the cinnamon rolls in our house, and that is what we have Christmas morning. They're homemade cinnamon rolls. They take hours to make. They have yeast in them. They have to raise like 3 times before you can actually bake them or roll them out or whatever. And so it's kind of a long process. It's an all-day process. And it's kind of funny because it's become kind of a family thing. In the first photos there, my son and his girlfriend are working on making the batter. You have to actually boil potatoes. It has mashed potatoes. It's kind of like a potato bread. They're working on that. And then in the second and third photo, I am holding the bowl while my son is kneading the bread dough. And then on the second page, he is actually sprinkling some of the cinnamon and sugar onto it. I don't have the photos in here of Noah. My daughter and Noah were there as well, and Noah and my daughter were doing some of the sprinkling. There's several batches that get made, so I don't have those photos on this page. Those will be on a separate page, but it's kind of become a family affair. So my mom has made them for years, since my grandma couldn't make them when my kids were growing up, and now it's just kind of turned over the tradition of the kids doing it. So kind of skipped a generation. That means I don't really make them, but I do help. So I, again, am holding the bowl there, and then I usually am the one to take them all out of the oven, because by that time everybody's tired, and Noah has to go home to go to bed, and my son is off doing something different because he was the first one up working on it. So my job is to take them out of the oven and dump them so that they don't stick in the bottom of the pan. So I'm adding some wood veneer there. I am also cutting out some gifts out of this paper from Pink Fresh Studio. At least I think it's from Pink Fresh Studio. And I'm trying to bring a little bit more of that yellowy color over to the right-hand side. Because the snow globe that I have on the left-hand side has a blue, a red, and a gold color gift in it. So I'm kind of just playing with that and working on getting the right layers there and the right colors in each area. So whatever I have in one area as far as color goes, I want to bring that same color over to the other area. It doesn't have to be the same shape. It doesn't have to be the same pattern or anything, but I'd like to have the same color so that it looks balanced as far as color goes. And then because I am using that wood piece, that wood round medallion piece on the upper right hand, or on the right hand side, I'm bringing in the little gift wooden piece on the left hand side to bring in wood on both sides. I did stamp that red piece that says Traditions up at the top with a stamp set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and it's a Christmas stamp set. I really bought it just for that label color, or that label shape, and you can stamp it in whatever color you want. I chose red in this particular case, and then it has several different words that can go on the label, or you could just leave it blank. And you can see the stamp set off to the right-hand side there where it says wish list and together. There are several words that you could use that are not Christmas related as well. But in this case, actually tradition could be used for anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas related. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off with some enamel dots in red, and I'm trying to use these up. I only have a few left, and I'm trying to get the right shade of red, because the shades of red are different from one set to another. And then I'm going to add my journaling and pretty much be done. I decided to add that bow to the top of the journaling spot on the right hand side because it matched the little flower at the top where it says Traditions. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Check out everyone else who's playing along with Christmas in this month. All of their links are down below in my description box. We will be back again on the 25th of each month for more inspiration. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.